So in this week's lesson, what we're going to do is just go a little bit farther inside of with JavaScript. So previously, most of what we have done has really just been creating buttons that when you click them, it will play, right? Whether it plays one specific element or plays the whole timeline, and you can do quite a bit with that. But we're going to go a little bit farther this week and have it so we're going to make a simple game. Okay. Um, Now, in order to do that, we're going to be using more JavaScript, and obviously, previously I had the lectures on JavaScript. But if you want more information, or you're getting stuck on something, or you just want to know more about one specific, function or something, there's two links here that are really good information about them. So like W3 Schools, which is always good. You can look a bunch in here, and if you want to just get more practice with it, you can just go down the line and click to see date and time. And then they always have these try yourselves, and it'll show you the code and stuff. And sometimes you can find bits of code in there that are useful for what you're doing. Um, so lots of info here. It's kind of like an encyclopedia. The other thing is that Animate actually uses Create.js, which is just a library of kind of pre-built um, JavaScript code snippets in a way that you can kind of call. So if you go to that one, it has a bunch of information about the Create.js suite here. So, and again, if you want to know more information and things like that in regards to this, you will find information here. One thing I think is kind of cool is if you go down to the bottom, there's the demos here. So I'm going to go to the demos, and it has these little demos. And when you click, this guy jumps, right? But if you click on the live edit, it'll actually show you the code that was in there. So if there's something you're trying to want to know how to do, you might be able to find something in here. Like if you want to be able to click and drag things around, like there again, that's how you would do it, is right in here. This one's not that great. It folds. This is just a bunch of things moving. They actually tell you on the top. This one's actually pretty impressive. It's Asteroids. So I'm sure you played Asteroids, or at least in some regards, right? And it has the code here, right? And so you can see, I actually think it's not as much code as you might think it would be. So that's kind of cool. These are just effects, pretty simple stuff. It says, where does it say it? I swear it said it somewhere. Oh, right here it says alpha mask. So like doing this sort of thing. So up there is where it says it. Anyway, so this will have good information on that. So you can go and visit either one of those sites for more information, basically, in regards to JavaScript in general and the Create.js library. One thing I had done before that I used to teach was using ActionScript to make games, mobile games, in fact. So you could actually export it out onto your phone, but that has been somewhat deprecated. I think you can still do it, but it creates a little bit more work in order to get done, and it definitely seems as though Animate is moving away from that. Now HTML5 is kind of becoming the standard. So these are just individual tutorials. So if you click on these, it'll show you how to make like an endless runner game or a shooter game, Galaga game, or a racing game, or a search game. All right. So each one, some of them are more complex than other ones. This one's probably the simplest. So if you are interested, you can look at those. It's not required. I'm just giving you some resources and things that you might find interesting or fun. And then down here is where we actually make the game. So it's the bouncing baby game. I don't know if you've ever played that before, but it's kind of a paddle game. So you have a paddle that you drag left and right, or use arrows left and right, and then a baby comes out, and you have to get it to the other side. So it's going to fall out here, and then you have to move the paddle and get it to go to the other side. It builds in complexity because more and more babies come in, and they come in at different speeds. And so then you're trying to juggle multiple ones to get them across. And usually it's like a time limit, or you got to try and get a certain number of babies across. You're allowed to miss a certain number of babies. Kind of depends. You can do it with any number of things, but it's kind of a fun game. It's 3 tutorials, and it's all going to be in HTML5 JavaScript, not like the ones previously. And yeah, that's it.